Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today is March 15, 2022, and this is the edition of the Film News 220. And the news is brought to you by Analogue Spotlight, which thanks to them, basically the news are free to everybody to watch. They're not behind a paywall or anything like that. All the brands are mentioned down below, but also on the website that I leave in the description. So let's start with the news. First of all, we have a Lomography launching what they are calling the Digitaliza Plus, and then the Digitaliza Max. So what is the Digitaliza? Basically, Lomography used to sell, or still sells, a 120, 35, and 110 film mask, which was usually intended to be used with a flatbed scanner. Well, Lomography has come out of the blue with a film holder system that basically is light source, film holder, and mini tripod for cell phones. And this is the Max. And the normal, the Digitaliza Plus, has the 35 120 masks plus the light source and so on. This is available now on their website, but shipping is later this year, I think around May 2022. It's quite interesting to see them stepping into the scanning with a digital camera, improving their Digitaliza masks and still keeping them just in case if you want to do with an Epson, but now you have this other option. We are joining now, they are joining basically people like Veloy, Negative Supply, EFH, Pixl-ltr, and some others that are out there. So if you're into this kind of stuff, I do think this will open the door to a lot more consumers that will start off with that and then probably get into scanning film with a digital camera later down the road. Obviously not everybody, but some will. And scanning with your phone obviously is not the best tool because the phone is really not intended for that. Then we also have Lomography film price increase. Obviously no surprise to anybody, Lomography has pushed their prices of film up. We all pretty much know the Lomography color film, ISO 100, 400 and 800 was Kodak Gold or something like it. And or some sort of made by Kodak basically for them, and obviously Kodak pushed prices 30%, so obviously Lomography has gone up. For example, the pack of 3 rolls of 35mm ISO 800 film is now $47.90. That's 48 divided by 3. Well, you can do the math, but it's like $16 a roll, which is not cheap, but it is what it is. If we want film in 2022, we got to just pay for it. Pretty much like everything else nowadays. Then there's a rumor that I forgot to mention last week. It seems there's a rumor that Kodak is given a new SQ name for a film. Kodak has been saying that they would be making film, new film for 2021. It didn't come. We did get the Tri-X disposable camera, but there is rumors that it could be Kodak Golden 120. Everybody's making their own assumptions. I have no news about this. I can't say, and even if I did, I couldn't probably tell you guys. But yeah, so far it seems it's still rumors. I do hope Kodak comes with some other versions of film. Kodak Golden 120 would be great as a more affordable 120 film, even though, for example, if you want a more affordable color 120 film, I would recommend Ectar. It's not for everybody, but it's usually cheaper than Portra. Then we have someone sent me an email about the Hasselblad PB Instant Bag. This is done by a YouTube channel called Hasselblad Expert or something like that, and I'll leave the link to the website and the video. But they claim to have made an Instax back for Instax Square that can shoot on the Hasselblad without having to modify the infinity focus, so no supplement on the viewfinder. So you have infinity focus, works with all the Hasselblad lenses. Obviously, it doesn't work with the ELM and maybe not the SWC because it jams an Instax Square. I think it's the SQ10. If I'm not mistaken, into a Hasselblad, but this is available to order now. They're being made in Thailand, if I'm not wrong, by this YouTube channel, and it's basically $285 US. Shipping can vary, and he said shipping would be around May 2022. So also there, and you can choose colors and so on. But this is pretty cool news because the other backs we've been seeing didn't keep infinity focus, but we will see if somebody gets it and tells us exactly how it works and if it does good, gives them good results. Then we have another price increase. Obviously, things are going up. Life is going up. Inflation is going up. Leica price increase. Leica has announced a 1st of April price increase for everything in their lineup, basically. So it is not an April Fool's joke. It seems to be the second semester, quarter, April 1st is the day, and they are pushing prices up. I think the Leica MP, for example, is going up around 300 euros or dollars, so take that into consideration if you're looking to buy one of those cameras. Then we have a new product by Negative Supply, a 35mm mask for their basic 35mm holder. It will go on their 4x5 light source and help you basically mask off the unwanted lights and light, and keep the holder on top of the 4x5. It's $20 US, probably the cheapest product Negative Supply makes. So if you have one of these and you want to pick up a light, it's a great option for you. Film manufacturer Ilford has announced or made a blog post on their website about the 120 white spots issue. If you're not currently aware, Ilford's been having a couple years of issues in a percentage of rolls of having little white dots on the film. And this has been due to some manufacturing process or some backing paper or humidity issues or storage issues, temperature control, so on and so on. So they've been working through this. I've heard quite a lot of people having issues with this. And Ilford has been basically asking people, hey, if you're having this issue, let me know what film batch. Show me scans, and they'll basically change all your film for new film that hopefully won't have that issue. They're making a whole blog post basically to say that they think they found the problem. They've been slowly changing everything in their supply to make this not happen again. Obviously, they do say that 120, this is only for medium format, 120 film is more prone to this because it's not inside the 35mm cassette. It has the backing paper, so it's more prone to any humidity changes and so on. They do give some recommendations. For example, shoot as soon as possible, develop as soon as possible. Obviously, if you're gonna store it, keep it cool under 20 degrees Celsius, I think 68 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not a Fahrenheit guy. And basically to be careful with your film and no buy secondhand film, which secondhand film sounds bad, but don't buy film from not retailers, like people that just be like, I think I had it in my freezer, but who knows? So these issues are minimized. Hopefully this will go down the supply chain to all the stores in the world and the supplies, and this won't be an issue anymore. But if you do have an issue, in the blog post, they have a link to where you can submit your issues and they'll help you with that. So good for Ilford, basically. Then someone let me know about Amedeo adapters on CameraQuest. So these seem to be adapters to mount certain lenses onto Leica M bodies. So Contax rangefinder lenses to Leica M bodies, and Nikon rangefinder lenses to Leica M bodies. These seem to be pretty rare. So if you're one of those that likes those lenses and want to mount it on a Leica M, I'll leave the link below to CameraQuest so you can go ahead. Do take into consideration CameraQuest website's a little hard to navigate sometimes, so I'll try to give you the exact link, but if not, you can search through them. Then Intrepid Cameras has news. Sponsor of the news, by the way. And Intrepid has basically hinted or mentioned that they're opening Intrepid Studios. It seems to be a darkroom space with a studio space that you can rent. You can do workshops. They're going to have workshops and so on. So it's pretty cool. Obviously, it's going to be, I think, in Brighton, which is where they're located. But it's good to see Intrepid taking the step to having a space dedicated to doing workshops, teaching people large format and darkroom and so on, considering that they now have large format cameras, darkroom tools like enlargers, and so on. So good for them. I'll leave the link below. It's an Instagram page for now, but I'll give you more details as soon as I have them. Then we have Polaroid Go. Polaroid Go, the little tiny new format little camera that Polaroid came, that basically fits in your hand, is now coming in color black. So they've had white, now they have black, and they've also invented basically these kind of like capsule filters that go on the front of the camera, which are color filters. So if you want to shoot some fun effects or blue or red or orange or yellow or whatever the colors they have, they will work on the Polaroid Go. I'll leave the link below. This is on Polaroid's website. You can go and check it yourself. Then We have finally announced the Filmo Mat 8mm and 60mm reel for those owners of the Filmo Mat, which are, it's not the most popular device, but people do own it and love doing slides and stuff like that. Well, now they've made a 8x10, sorry, an 8mm and 60mm reel, so you can basically develop slides, black and white or color negative, with the Filmo Mat. It basically is like a ARRI film canister, like, you know, the 35 big bulk ones, but it is for 8mm, 60mm. And I've seen a couple of videos on his Instagram stories and so on, him working with it. It does look pretty good. So if you're interested and you already own a Filmo Mat, I'm guessing you're on the emailing list, but just in case you were wondering if you could do it, it probably does 50 feet reels, you know. So the normal cassettes for 8mm and 60mm. So longer reels, you probably have to splice them or chop them. So yeah, basically that's the news for today. Thanks for watching. And if you have any emails or info that I forgot on the news, please email to the email below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.